in Los Angeles. The NBA Finals get underway, but Shaq was whistled by Bernie Fryer from the side. Prematurely going up for the tip. This is Chauncey Billups working outside. He'll be a key man in the series. And this is Wallace hitting on his first shot.
They believe Rip Hamilton would score. They need Rasheed Wallace to score, and they need Chauncey Billups to score points.
Here's Malone on a fadeaway, but O'Neal is there for the putback over Ben Wallace. We'll be hearing from Stuart Scott shortly on the other sideline. Bryant missing the fall away, and Hamilton with a rebound. Phillips back to Hamilton. And Prince gets free, missing the layup. Sought the foul, didn't get it. Wallace missed the putback, and now the Lakers outside. Inside now to Shaq. And then Wallace tried to steal it. He came around, he tried to wrap his way around to steal it, and Shaq goes to the basket and gets fouled.
Well, that's what Larry Brown doesn't want.
Pistons by 1, 8.5 to go. Opening quarter. Phillips drains it.
And I think he's better suited as just being a scorer, trying to run the team as a scoring point guard.
5 minutes into the game, all of the Laker points have been scored by O'Neal.
Here's another one.
And he keeps that alive with 2 more.
See, again, if they allow dribble penetration, then if Shaq Mans helps, then he gets all the rebounds. That's what's happening. That's the second time that's happened already.
10-8 with all 8 for O'Neal as Billups hits here, and Detroit is up by 4. The Pistons have started the same starting 5 in all 18 playoff games. Bryant. And the Lakers finally get a basket from somebody other than Shaquille.
Yeah, and not the basket. You know, I think Larry Brown would take that. That's Kobe Bryant taking jump shots. He doesn't want Kobe Bryant beating guys off the dribble, creating havoc.
Here's Campbell, a former Laker. Beautiful feed to Hamilton.
That's a staple of Larry Brown coming out of timeouts. He loves the lobs and the back door.
Devin George drops it. You know, one interesting contrast here with the coaches, Doc. Phil Jackson has won 9 titles, seeking a 10th, not in the Hall of Fame. Larry Brown seeking his first, in the Hall of Fame. Puts it up and drops it and gets fouled.
Minister and psychologist or house husband. Fortunately, I found something else.
But next year, some of those may be available again if he doesn't come back. Here's Billups driving to the basket to retake the lead for Detroit. Hamilton was guarded by Rush. Now Campbell is free. And just before the 24 went off, he puts it in, and Detroit is up by 5. And Bryant with the steal. Keeps it inbounds, drives, scores.
That's all Larry Brown wants them to do. He wants to get them down late clock situations and then play his defense.
6-second differential. And that gets blocked by Wallace, but they're going to call goaltending.
You know, it's very interesting, Al, because talking to the Piston coaches, that's the one thing they kept saying is that we're going to get our shots. We didn't get our shots in the Indiana series because Indiana is an excellent defensive team.
Hunter pressured by Fisher. Shaquille comes away from the basket. Williamson gets the rebound, puts it back in, and the Pistons have the lead again, 27-25. 6 on the shot clock now as they inbound. And then the following year they met again, and Detroit swept Los Angeles. Wow. O'Neal.
That's good Detroit defense.
Billups. And Campbell got the rebound and also, I think, got poked in the eye or hit in the face as that one drops, and it's a 3-point Detroit lead. Wallace over to Campbell. Malone gets the rebound, but the quick hands of Hamilton. He still can't get possession for Detroit, though, as Kobe swings it over to a wide-open George for 3. 31 all. How good does Larry Brown look for a guy who's 63?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Campbell to Prince. 3 on the road, and then 2 at home if there was a 6th and 7th game. It would seem to me as Payton steals it and he has Kobe out in front, and the Lakers take the lead. Is there a bigger premium on the home team winning both games in this format as opposed to the other format?
No, I think the 3 games, it hurts more. Because I think in the finals, it's very difficult. You have 2 good basketball teams. It's very difficult to beat either one of these teams 3 times in a row. So in essence, the team with the 3 is giving away one of those games. They're going to lose one of those games. It's almost guaranteed.
Payton into Malone. Into Shaq, and Shaq puts it in.
Wow.
Shaquille O'Neal with a total now of 18 points in the 20 minutes he's played. Ticking down to a minute. Williamson.
That's one of the few guys that Karl Malone would actually get out of the way for.
George passed up the 3, settles for the 2 attempt, doesn't get that. Malone comes up with the ball. Now the Lakers should move it back outside because they can run the clock just about all the way down, but Bryant will take it there anyway. They could have taken the clock down to about 2, but Kobe saw the opening.
And you look at how the Lakers scored. 23 of their 41 points were either second chance points or off the Pistons turnovers. So they haven't scored much at all in half-court offense.
And that's what Rasheed Wallace can do for you. So he starts the second half and drains a 3. Billups. Cute little move underneath, and Detroit is up by 4. Every shot almost literally contested in the 6 games against the Indiana Pacers. 7 lead changes, 9 ties, and Detroit with the biggest lead in 5 as Kobe Bryant gracefully puts one in. Second game in this series is Tuesday night here. Then to Michigan for game 3. Kobe was long on that one. Wallace gets the rebound out in front to Hamilton, guarded by George, and drops it in softly. Lakers undefeated at home in the playoffs, 9-0, but they've had some close calls, including the other night when they trailed in the second half to Minnesota as Bryant drives to the hoop.
Well, that's the second time now that Kobe Bryant in the second half has attacked the rim. I think his adjustment in the second half is going to be, okay, Tayshaun Prince, you're very long and you can test my shots, but you cannot keep me from driving around you, and that's what Kobe's going to try to do.
Prince outside to a wide-open Billups, who hits it for 3.
You see there where Billups called it out and took his time and took the shot. Without the great block of Tayshaun Prince, you're probably not looking at the Pistons here.
2 great blocks by Tayshaun Prince, one on Reggie Miller and the other one on Al Harrington in game 6. Ben Wallace drops one.
That's gravy. Whenever Ben Wallace makes a shot from out there, that's gravy. But they want him to be aggressive, and I like what Larry Brown is doing with Ben Wallace. He's telling him, if you're open, make yourself a threat and take the shot. 5 points for him.
And Gary Payton drops it. So that's a 3-pointer for Payton. Gary Payton playing with 4 personal fouls. The thing about Payton, as Prince drops one in. Prince. Here's Wallace again from outside. Big Ben not noted for offense. And, of course, with 2 on the timer. Now that one goes in. Ben Wallace. And there's what Stewart was talking about.
Man, that's what I was talking about.
Sort of. Well, that was a 16-footer. Yeah. O'Neal. Slam dunk. So Gary has to come out with 5. 6-point Detroit lead. Bryant to O'Neal. Another slam.
See, these are not the shots that Larry Brown wants to give to Shaquille O'Neal. Right now, he's getting wide open dunks. 3 or 4 of them have been on gambles.
24 points for O'Neal, 16 for Bryant. So the 2 big guys have 40. Billups all the way to the rim.
See, Billups likes this matchup, and you can see it because Rip Hamilton is off the floor.
Bryant off the glass. So let me ask you this. In light of the fact that I talked about how they use Payton and all of that, if you were Jackson, do you not then take him out with 4?
Yeah, you probably do in this case. And the way that series was fought, I think Detroit's in better rhythm coming into this game than the Lakers are.
Eldon Campbell as the 24 wound down. Makes it a 6-point game. A minute to play. 5 for the former Laker. Kareem Rush and Slava Medvedenko come in to finish the third quarter. An 8-second differential, and Hamilton went down and is just now getting up in backcourt as Kobe has that one blocked. And when Hamilton went down, it means that as he stayed down there, he's able to score. And he goes down hard again and is so frustrated. He's hurt. Yeah. He winds up kicking the ball, but no infraction.
Yeah, he was trying to kick the ball to give him some time to get off the floor.
Medvedenko into O'Neal now. 8-point lead. And Shaq banks it in. Lakers led by 1 at the half. And that really works into Detroit's hands. As we said, Detroit trying to cut down on the Laker possessions. From the corner, that doesn't drop from Prince, but that is good to make it 68-58.
You can sense the Pistons getting more confident as this game goes on.
Lakers have been behind 3 times in the playoffs at home in the fourth quarter and have won, but now down by 10 with under 10 to play. Hunter for 3, 13 points, and Jackson says that's enough for right now. And then took Minnesota, the #1 seed in the West, out in 6 games. Lakers now down by 13, and Bryant starts the comeback.
Tayshaun Prince goes out of the game. Kobe Bryant gets an easy shot.
Williamson to Hamilton. Got free enough.
Well, I tell you, Kobe Bryant took his eyes off Rip Hamilton for a half a second, and when he turned back around, Rip was no longer there.
8.5 left. They work inside again to O'Neal, and Shaq banks it in. So Shaquille O'Neal, who has scored 25 or more now in 20 straight finals games, tying Michael Jordan's mark, has 28 points tonight.
I don't think there is a way to guard Shaq.
Foul on Williamson. They reset the shot clock at 14. Bryant off balance. O'Neal is there. Gets the bounce. In the league this year, the Lakers are able to get by San Antonio, but now in jeopardy of losing game 1 to the Pistons. Shaquille got free enough.
And no help. You know, if you're one of the bigs for the Pistons, you have a tough series ahead of you. I tell you, it's the Pistons' turnovers that have allowed the Lakers to stay in this game. That's the only reason right now that the Lakers are in this game.
14 of them for Detroit. And then a big 3 by Prince. 77-68. A little over 4 to play.
Look at this, one-on-one coverage.
Over Ben Wallace.
Yeah, they're going to live with that. What they're going to say is, Shaq, you have to make all those shots. We're going to try to stay in between you and the basket.
Hamilton feeding Wallace, free enough. Over Malone, 79-70.
Because we're going to guard the other guys on the floor.
Bryant gets tripled and then shoves it off to Fisher in the corner. Inside the Malone, and Carl now has 4 points.
That is a huge play.
Instead of a turnover, instead of it being 9 points and the Pistons with the ball, it's 7. 2.5 to go. Here's Billups. Big one.
See, Billups can get that shot all night. And they also know, Larry Brown knows, if Karl Malone decides to try to help, then Rasheed Wallace will get the shot.
Larry Brown, very much like a football coach, who says we need to control the football for 40 minutes. Malone can't get it to drop. Rasheed Wallace gets the rebound, and that gets fouled by O'Neal.
You know what's interesting, Al? You can hear the fans telling the Lakers to shoot, shoot, shoot. The problem is, it's tough to get a shot off. If you win the first 3 minutes and the last 3 minutes of every quarter, you'll win most games.
In that same relative position, because Detroit will, among other things, rest home court advantage. Bryant from way outside. Bryant again. That's a 3.
If it wasn't for second shots and turnovers, this would be a rout, and the Lakers would have about 55 points right now.
Wallace. Wow. And when your defensive dude puts in a 2 here, you know it's your night.
He told Stewart that he was going to keep shooting.
That 15-pointer. That 15-footer. Here's Rush again. Fisher underneath.
Even that was contested. And he missed that shot because he thought that Ben Wallace was going to jump. This is a terrific win.
If somebody told you O'Neal would get 34, Bryant would get 25, Rasheed Wallace would have foul trouble and not play very much in the first half, you'd be in Los Angeles, you'd be facing the vaunted Lakers, and you'd win by about a dozen. What were those odds?
Well, I like what Larry Brown decided to do. Kobe Bryant and Shaq, you score. We're going to defend you, but you can score. We're not going to help, but we're going to shut everybody else down. And that's exactly what the Detroit Pistons did. And now we're no longer talking about bad offense. We're talking about great Detroit Piston defense.